Howdy folks, welcome to the channel. I'm Don, this is Rockin' the Country. I'm broadcasting from New Jersey. Nobody requested this. It'd been a long time since I've done a Ray Wylie Hubbard song, and I was listening to, maybe I was watching the Country Family Reunion, reacting to the Bill Anderson special and such, but somebody or something recently reminded me so much of Ray Wylie Hubbard, and then I'm like, I've got to do another Ray Wylie song. And so I just picked one, Rabbit. I don't know the song at all. I'm dedicating this to Dave and Christine Emsweiler and their donkeys. I don't know if donkeys like rabbits. Maybe they don't have any thoughts on them whatsoever. I know donkeys don't like coyotes and wolves or whatever else, because donkeys can be pretty nasty. I've only learned that in the last couple of years, courtesy of comments on the channel, that donkeys are nasty. And they take exception to anything that's in their area that they don't like. And I'm also dedicating this song, courtesy of the title, Rabbit, to my friend Crystal, who's in South Carolina with her girls. And they raise rabbits, chickens, they go to 4-H fairs and whatnot. So I'm dedicating this to both Dave and Christine, who sent me this hat. And I got to swap out hat so my headphones fit. Oh, Dave sent me this wallet. Dave and Christine sent me this wallet. I did an unboxing for this, as well as the belt buckle. The belt buckle that's right here. I'll get that fitted with a leather. But this right now I'm putting here. All right, guys. Ray Wylie Hubbard. And Dave, he was a brilliant man and a good man. Christine's brilliant and a very good human being in her own right. But Dave said that the way he can measure a person is if they don't like Ray Wylie Hubbard, he's probably not a fan of that person. If they like Ray Wylie, he probably is. Something along those lines, Dr. Dave. All right, here we go. Rabbit. He's so cool. I'm wearing this in honor of Dave and Christine. They're UT fans. There you go.
Well, I saw this old dog is chasing this rabbit. I saw a dog is chasing this rabbit. Saw a dog is chasing this rabbit. Is on Sundays about noon. I said to the rabbit, "You're gonna make it." I said to the rabbit, "Are you gonna make it?" I said to the rabbit, "You're gonna make it." The rabbit said, "Well, I got to."
It's pretty direct.
Well, a woman's heart's a sacred thing. Woman's heart's a sacred thing. Woman's heart's a sacred thing. What's a man to do? Try a little tenderness, Otis Redding said. Try a little tenderness is what he said. Try a little tenderness, Otis said. And then it said, I got to, got to. Good God, watch me work's what he said.
Try a little tenderness.
Now there's two kind of people in the world. There's two kind of people in the world. There's two kind of people in the world. The day people and the night people. And it's the night people's job. It's the night people's job. It's the night people's job to get the day people's money. That's sad.
Oh, they rob.
Well, between the devil and the deep blue sea, between the devil and the deep blue sea, between the devil and the deep blue sea, that's where I am. I don't know what that means. Maybe it means I'm fucking cool. Maybe it means I'm fucking cool. Maybe it means I'm fucking cool. Maybe it means I'm in Austin, Texas, at Arlen Studio for Paste. That's what it means.
He's just riffing. That's where he is.
If it's in the groove, everybody loves it. If it's in the groove, everybody loves it. If it's in the groove, everybody loves it. The great howling wolf says that we've a short time to be here. We've a short time to be here. We've a short time to be here. So get out of your rut and get in the groove. Get out of them ruts and get in a groove. If you're in a rut, get out of it. Get in the groove.
Man, he is just so different. And I love that. Ray Wylie and John Prine are in the same category in my book. They just write what they want. They say what they want. They say it in a unique way. You never know what's coming on the next line. Even in this one, though, they will repeat, the format and stuff, say it 3 times, but you just don't know. I had no idea it was going to be in the end one of these things where it's like, if you're in a rut, get in a groove. If you're in a rut, just get out of it. And you're like, God, that brought it sort of like in a way full circle. Then you're like, all right, is there really a connection between that final line and the rabbit that was being chased by the dog? And the rabbit said, I got to get away. But then Try a Little Tenderness, he referenced Otis Redding's song. And, the man with a woman, the man's got to try a little tenderness. Okay. Unbelievable. Just, there's a lot to think about. And it's kind of funny. There was a movie that I watched years ago. It had Peter Sellers in it. And I think the name of it was called Being There. And it was a story of a very simple gardener. And he was like the caretaker for a very wealthy man's home. This very wealthy man was an economist. He died. News crews went, though. They didn't know the guy had died. They went to the house and they saw the gardener. Now, the gardener wore like a suit and tie doing his gardening, as I recall. So the news crews needed an opinion on like world economies and such. And they asked the gardener very simple questions, and he answered very simply. He answered in gardening terms. He didn't really understand the question well, but he said, well, you just must water the trees and they grow. And they read into his words as being something very deep, and they analogized it to what needs to take place. So he became this world-renowned figure because it was mistaken identity, and he didn't understand what was going on. And so when I think of that in relation to how I am just as susceptible of reading into lyrics things that are not there, especially like somebody like Ray Wylie could put something out there and it can not be a connection between the final things that he said and the other lyrics in the song, but I can read into it. And that's kind of how life works. It's read. Nassim Nicholas Taleb said this. History is explained only after it happens. That's the only way you can explain it. So we read into things. We think we can identify the causes of things, but really cataclysmic events, large events happen with some regularity and you cannot predict them. The dynamics are not in place to predict them. And those are the great shaker-uppers of the world. I think Fooled by Randomness was one of his books that I'd read. And fascinating stuff, but this is what happens when I'm doing something with David Emsweiler in mind, and I'm hearing a Ray Wylie song. And this also goes out to my dear friend CB, Crystal. And but Dave and Christine and Crystal, this is for you. Make sense of it what you will. I'm not going to rate that. Am I going to rate that? Yeah, I'm going to rate it. That's one of the things I do. I mean, Ray Wylie is such a treat. I got to go with the number that popped into my head, and it was a 9.0. Go figure. We'll figure it out. Maybe Ray Wylie will grace us with his presence one day. Maybe I'll get to interview him if I get new software that allows me to do remote interviews. I'd love that. All right, guys. At least I think it would. Have a great day. See you in another video and keep rocking the country.
I said to the rabbit, you're gonna make it. I said to the rabbit, are you gonna make it? I said to the rabbit, you're gonna make it. The rabbit said, well, I got to.